Hi there everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Prestige Liquids. My name is Andrew, and as always it is fantastic to have you here with me again on another whiskey video. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for joining me along my journey so far, and if you're new to the channel, then please make sure you hit that bell notification and the subscription button so that you can stay up to date with all future content. Now, in today's video, I am doing something a little bit different. This is not a review video. However, I am, responding back to a challenge that was set out originally by Fredrik and Emil from A Dram Divided. They are a Swedish whiskies duo that have been putting out some excellent content. A lot of their style is generally like live stream videos, but I'll say they're awesome to watch. They're a bunch of really fun guys. So what they had done, they have put out a challenge of, with a €250 budget, what whiskies would you pick to start off your collection? Now, based off that figure, I did a rough conversion into Australian dollars, and that works out to be slightly just over 400 Australian dollars. So I think we've got a pretty good budget to start off with there. So yeah, this is my list, pretty much from the perspective of somebody, I guess, who is now a bit more experienced with whiskies and having an idea of, I guess, what I enjoy and what I think is good and what I think would help a beginner start off their journey into whiskey, and just to give them a good starting point. I would also like to point out that Antonio from Whiskey Quest has also completed this challenge, and yeah, I'll be linking both his and Fredrik and Emil's channels and their videos that they have done for this challenge in the description box down below. So I'm about to get started. Please excuse the cockatoo. He may start screeching his head off, but hopefully he'll behave himself. So I'll get through this list. Now, unfortunately, I don't have all of these bottles available at the moment. I have finished them and also been trying a few other things. So let's get onto it. Starting off, I have a couple of bourbons. I am starting off with the Wild Turkey 101. This has been bottled at 50.5% ABV. It is a perfect expression of Wild Turkey. Now, in general, Wild Turkey put out some fantastic products, but the 101 is just one of those ones that it is perfect for both beginners and, I guess, like full-time drinkers. Even being at that higher ABV, it is still approachable for beginners, and it gives you something to play around with. It is absolutely beautiful. My second bourbon, and this has got to be one of my favorite ones, this is the Woodford Reserve Double Oaked. This has been bottled at 43.2%, and it is just one of those bourbons, it just punches above its weight. It does everything that you want. It has a fantastic flavor profile. It is an excellent entry point for people, say for, I guess, Scotch drinkers who are wanting to get into bourbon, and even bourbon drinkers that are wanting to get into Scotch. It just complements that middle ground perfectly. Number three, moving on into some Scotches now. I am starting off with the Glen Scotia Double Cask. This has been bottled at 46% ABV. It is a Campbelltown distillery, so something a little bit different from your typical Speysides. Again, excellent maturation. This is an NAS whiskey, but don't hold that against it. Fantastic flavor and a brilliant beginners a brilliant beginners whiskey. Moving along, I have also got in there the Aberlour 12, bottled at 40%. This is a sherry cask finished whiskey, so for those of you who are wanting to start diving into sherry influenced whiskies, I believe that the Aberlour 12 is a perfect one to get you going. Next on the list, the Loch Lomond Reserve. This is a blended whiskey, bottled at 40%. But what I like about this one is that it is also lightly peated. It's not too overly heavy on the peat. It is subtle enough that it's there enough for you to be able to notice it. And it is just a great entry point for people that are wanting to start exploring peated whiskies without getting punished by some heavy Islay styles, especially when you consider like your Lefroigs, Ardbegs, Lagavulins. I mean, if you're not used to them, they can be quite brutal. But then you also do have a lot of people, and myself especially, I was quite fortunate. I was able to get into those from the get-go. I absolutely love them. But I believe that Loch Lomond Reserve just gives you a nice entry point into a peated style whiskey. Now, last on my list, I'm going for Irish. Now, I could have easily gone for your typical Jameson, which is a perfect option for starting off your whiskey journey, especially with Irish, but I figured I'll go for something a little bit different. I've picked the Roe Co Irish Whiskey. Again, this is I haven't been able to try too many Irish whiskies, but this is one that I absolutely loved. Bottled at 45% ABV. It is a perfect vanilla bomb of a whiskey. It has your typical Irish whiskey notes, so expect your vanillas, shortbreads, like vanilla cream, all that kind of thing. Just a very well balanced and enjoyable whiskey to help start off your Irish whiskey journey. I'll say, yeah, those are pretty much the main whiskies that I have picked. There is one other that I would kind of give like an honourable mention to, but this one would have blown that budget. But again, if you're wanting to look at a very good quality and very enjoyable peated whiskey, this is a Scottish one from the Highlands. It's the Highland Park 10-year-old, bottled at 40%. It is a perfect foresty style peat. Again, different style to your Islay whiskies, which are a little bit more, well, I shouldn't say a little bit more, they are a lot more coastal in flavour. The Highland Park range offers a bit more of a foresty peated note, which again is always very enjoyable. And Highland Park, really, you can't go wrong with them. They are a fantastic distillery. Alright, I'll leave it at that. That's my list. As the challenge goes, I won't be selecting any channel in general. Pretty much the idea was that anybody who has like a whiskey channel or a YouTube channel in general, any of you that want to continue this challenge, please go ahead. We are always looking for new ideas of great options to start off our collections, and who knows better than you do. So alright, I'll look forward to seeing other videos in this series, and I shall see you all again on the next video. KIPPIS.